Workout 2. So for this one, you're going to want either socks on a wooden floor or paper plates. I have these cheap sliders that I just have from Target, and then I also have my small weights. Put those down and then we're going to warm up. So our first warm-up move is an adductor lunge. So I'm going to bring one leg out like I'm going to do the splits. Front foot forward, or both of my feet forward, I guess my toes pointed forward. Bend one leg, and then this hip is really going to push down into that straight leg. So if I just bend, I'm not going to feel a huge stretch just because I'm stretchy. So I'm bending here. Some people find the stretch already here. I don't. So then I'm going to push this hip on my straight leg down into that hip joint to really get a stretch here. And then here, same thing. And I have that we're doing 3 sets of 10 of these. If you can make a choice. You can either do 3 sets of 10 like this, about this speed, or you can hold each side for 1 minute. Whatever one you feel like is going to get the best warm up for you. Personally, I like doing 3 sets of 10 because it kind of just forms a little lubrication of my hip joint. And that's really what the goal of a warm up is for me, is to get that hip telling it it's going to move. Our next one are book openers. So with this, you're going to lay down on your mat. You're going to have your hands together, and I'm just going to show you standing here. You're going to have your hands on one side like this. So you're going to start like this with your hands together. You're going to push off, come all the way around, come together here, and then push your fingers together. So we're going to do 3 sets of 10 there on each side. I know you can't really see me that well. Because I have to inch away. And then if that's too easy to do them that way and you want to make it harder, you can always put your foam roller right here on your back and do the same thing if you're not feeling the stretch. We're just opening up our shoulders here, getting it ready to move, and still just making that joint for our shoulder open up. We're going to do walkouts because you know I love my walkouts. Remember, hips, don't let them move. We don't want them to go this way as we walk out. So engage your arms. That is one. You're going to move a little bit, but don't move a lot. Here's a bad one. This is what I see all the time. A little bit of movement is fine. We're going to do 3 sets of 10 of those. Get our core engaged, get our mind to core connection going, telling our mind this is what our core feels like when it's working. And then this is actually one of my very favorite moves. So I'm just going to use a small weight here to show you. If you have shoulder issues, please only do 2 pounds to 3 pounds for this because it does get tiring. So I know I sound like a broken record, but we're going to tuck in our ribs here. Don't let them come out. That's what we want to do all the time when we're doing things that take our abs attention. It's a compensation, so we want to tuck those ribs. As you do this, you're going to put your hands on either side of your weight. Bring it out in front of you about to chest height. Turn it each direction. It's kind of like a cool dance move. If this is easy for you, then up your weight. Go to 5. If that's easy, go to 8. And so on and so forth. And we're going to do 3 sets of 10 of those. It's one of my favorite because it feels like you're doing crunches, but you're standing up, so it's more involved, and I love moves when you can do multiple things at one time. I feel like I'm getting like my money's worth, even though I'm not paying for a workout. Okay, so then our next one, because I love standing, we're gonna do triceps. So bring these up above your head. Again, look at your ribs. Are you flaring or are you aligned? And we're just going to bring your arms straight and then bend at the elbow. Bring your arms straight, bend at your elbow. Again, ask your body what weight is appropriate. You want it to be hard, but you don't want it to be the kind of pain where your ligaments are being overly stressed. You want to add weight very gradually. So we're going to do 3 sets of 10 for those. Get the back of our arms really working well. And then we're going to do some rows. So again, I think that the more you do, we're doing high reps, so 3 sets of 10. You can still get a good arm workout with little weights. Come into a squatted position here. Our booty back, our knees slightly bent, our arms in line with our torso. Okay, so then drop your arms, come back to that line. Drop your arms, come back to that line. And you're gonna think about crushing a nut, crushing something, anything, in between your 2 shoulder blades. And a lot of people do want to do this as they're going. Drop your shoulders. It's all about the middle of your scapula, the middle of your shoulder blades. So don't let those shoulders raise. Okay, then our next thing is going to be a side squat and then a jump. So we're going to do 5 squats, locks to the side, and then a jump. You can make this harder by putting a band around your knees here, and because I just said that it was an option, I'm going to do it. Remember, if we do use a band, it's going to go right above our knees. So it's not on our kneecaps, but right above our knee joint. And then separate your legs enough that it's about hip width, toes pointed forward. We're going to just waddle, keeping that tension. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and jump. If you don't want to jump, and fake jump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and jump, or fake jump. We're going to do 3 sets of 10 with those. And then we are going to do some sliders. So get out your plates, put on your socks, whatever you want. Level 1, you're going to have just 1 foot on the slider. You're going to go into, just like we did our warm-up, our adductor warm-up with one leg being bent like this, the other one out straight. You're just going to come out of that squat each time. Level 2 is both feet on the sliders, or both feet in socks on the sliding floor. Level 3, this leg would be on a pillow. So you can always make really simple movements easier or harder. And the first one was really easy. Now I'm really feeling it. You're going to go slow and controlled through those movements there. Okay, our next one is going to be deadlifts. I like going a little bit heavier for deadlifts, but again, you need to ask your body what you can handle. Remember, for deadlifts, we bend at the hips, we hinge at the hips until we feel the back of our legs kick in, our hamstrings. So here, shoulders up and back. For me, my hamstrings are tight, so I feel it right there. Come back up. And it's often helpful for me to have weights in each hand, because then I can slide it down the leg and I can feel my hamstrings better than when I have a weight in the middle. I don't know why, I just like it like this better. You have to find the way that works for your brain to talk to your body. And when you're doing this, I always see people arch their back. Don't arch your back. Try and imagine you have a pole here that's keeping your back straight. When I fall into that pattern, I will often use like a curtain rod to help my brain feel what it's like to keep my back straight. So here, I'm just gonna do a seated glute stretch today. So pull out my chair. You're gonna do a figure 4 here, and then you're gonna lean forward. I don't have a lot of knots in my glutes, but my hips, my rotators, which is everything on the back side there, well, a lot of things on your back side, rotate your hip for you, and those are really tight. This is gonna help stretch those. You can kind of just be loosey-goosey. You don't have to think about your posture too much in this position. Interestingly enough, this side is less tight for me. You're still gonna, as you stretch, hold that stretch for 1 minute. Even if I'm not holding it for 1 minute, you're gonna hold it for 1 minute. You are gonna do your adductor stretch again, because we did work those really hard, so I'm gonna push in my chair and do that with you. Remember, as you bend forward with this leg, you're gonna push this hip down. And then this hip, you're gonna think about pulling your femur horizontally to your other glute. And hold that for 1 minute. Then I want you to bring your arms together here and hug yourself as much as you can. And just hold that for a minute. And then you've completed your second workout of the week.